Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Nix, and this is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. So in your specific situation, your score right now is around 94. You need to get 100. So it looks like most of your improvement you want to make in the writing and maybe the listening areas. Your speaking, my goodness, 28 out of 30. That is just remarkable. Excellent. So you said, is there any way I can reach this goal for my November IBT test? I'm going to say maybe if it's in late November. I think if you're taking the TOEFL maybe November 20, November 21, I think it's possible. Now, I cannot predict the future. Every student is different. However, you basically want to get 6 points. If you work really hard, you can probably make that goal. All right, in the writing, here's what you want to do. Remember, with the writing, you could have some problems with grammar, vocabulary, probably, right, based on your score. So I'm going to recommend my 30-day TOEFL study guide. And make sure, remember, I do have a rule because I get pretty busy. You can only complete one writing practice test per day. So maybe what I might recommend is at least 4 days a week, try to complete 2 independent writing practice tests and then complete 2 integrated writing practice tests. That way you can start getting some scores back from me. You'll get some recommendations of lessons to review. You make a few changes. You take some more practice tests. If you can take maybe 7 or 8 of each writing practice test or independent and integrated writing tasks, that should give you enough time to make any adjustments in your writing to get you ready for your TOEFL exam. All right, that would be my suggestions in the writing area. So I'm going to say I think it is possible for you to reach your goal. Now, in the listening area, you also need, I think, just a few more points there to help with that. So one thing you can do is my online TOEFL course, it has about 40 listening practice tests, and they're fairly academic, so of course you can go through those. I have a couple of websites I'm going to send you to get some additional practice, and you can do that. And the other thing that you can do is maybe between now and November, when you take your TOEFL, is try to spend maybe 45 minutes each day practicing listening. Ideally, if you have TV in English, you can watch news, documentary, history, and science programs. I think that would also be useful. When you're watching those programs, take some time to take down the notes of the main points and the most important supporting points of those programs, and then using your notes, practice writing and orally summarizing that information. I think that would also be good, and that's actually going to help you with your integrated speaking and integrated writing also. So that would be some of my suggestions right now based on your situation. But anyway, thank you very much for your comments on my website, Nix, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success. And by the way, I will recommend my 30-day TOEFL study guide for you. And if it doesn't give you enough, I think it should give you enough practice, but you can practice more in the writing area if you want. Now, keep in mind that if you exclusively want to focus on the writing, I do have a 30-day writing study guide that you can use, and that's going to focus more on having you do more writing practice tests. Now, remember, once you become one of my students, you can complete any of my lessons anytime, anywhere you want. These study guides are simply suggestions as of things that you can do each day while you're one of my students. It's kind of like a syllabus. Think of my online course as a book, and then think of my study guides as an outline or a syllabus to the book. And the book is pretty big. For example, my online course has about 630 lessons in the vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar areas. Those are the 3 support skills for the TOEFL IBT exam. And then, of course, I have reading, listening, writing, and speaking lessons. All right, thank you.